Hello, hello, my love. I hope this finds you doing so well. Welcome to another special episode that I'm releasing now while we're still under COVID-19 quarantine. Today, we're going to be talking about a simple strategy for managing the feelings that are coming up right now. The pressure to do and accomplish and produce right now. The pressure to deep clean your closet while working from home, while parenting full time, or grocery shopping for your elders, while dealing with the stress of being a clinician on the front lines, and the codependency that may be coming up while you're locked in with your partner or other humans in your life that may have you feeling like you need to be everything to everyone, to take care of so many others before you turn your beautiful attention to yourself. And this concept, this simple strategy, is the idea of equal airtime. A lot of us are struggling with finding balance right now. Not just the usual work-life balance, but the balance of energy and emotions. Grief and fear and freak out and panic and sadness and shut down. And also the balance of feeling okay with when you're feeling okay. From what I hear from my clients, from your emails and DMs, a lot of you are judging yourselves for complaining about your situation since others have it worse. And then you feel guilty about complaining. You judge yourself for complaining, or for being sad or angry or weirded out, or for finding some joy and some peace and some comfort right now. You may judge yourself for doing all the things right now and not feeling enough, or feeling so much that you're not being productive. A podcast listener recently shared with me over on Instagram that she's feeling guilty for not being able to give her 6-year-old her full attention while she and her partner are both working full-time from home. And when they had their kiddo, they set their life up around having childcare, school, things that are no longer available. She called herself a bad mom and was swirling around trying to do it all while having to literally do it all for the first time while these global energies are swirling in our heads and hearts. I want to share this concept of equal airtime with you as a way to support you in finding that emotional balance. And most importantly, I want to invite you not to hold a darn thing in. And first, I want to say this concept works best and will help to bring you some freedom and peace when you're coaching yourself on the daily, which I do and am dedicated to doing. I do this work of being a life coach for codependents, perfectionists, and those raised by them because this work saved my life. I don't know where I'd be if I didn't know how to manage my mind. And now more than ever, I am so immensely grateful for life coaching and that I've been coached consistently by an expert coach for ages and by myself. And that I have the thought work protocol that I teach my clients as a tool in my wellness toolbox. Every morning I wake up, make my mate, stretch, do a little breath work, and then get to work to manage the swirl of thoughts in my mind. I get clarity, and I'm able to choose the thoughts I want to practice thinking on the daily. Because think about it. You're either practicing your old habitual thoughts unintentionally, or you're choosing the thoughts you want to think and are then practicing them until your neurobiology, your neuroplasticity, your own ability to shift and change your brain kicks in. You are strengthening your beliefs, which are the thoughts that you have thunked over and over again every day. And you get to choose the thoughts you want to focus your energy and your nervous system energy on. So I choose my next right thought, the belief I want to strengthen, by writing my thoughts and feelings down and by having the thought work protocol to run them through. To ask questions like, 1, is this a thought or a fact that my brain is offering me? And note, it's usually just a thought, a sentence in your mind masquerading as a fact. Like, she's a jerk. He's so selfish. This is the worst. Everything is lost. None of those are facts. They're just thoughts, though they can feel so facty in the moment. 2. Does this thought, feeling, or action serve me? And of note, usually my first thought or feeling doesn't serve me. It's from way back when, and it's usually based in a false story about myself, based in someone's story about me, and the way my child brain interpreted all of that. 3. What am I making this mean? About me, my partner, that stranger, the universe? And it's usually not anything helpful. For example, he didn't return my text, and I'm making it mean I'm not worthy of a reply. She's in a bad mood, and I'm making it mean that I did something wrong. And my inner child is making it mean I'm not worthy of love or kindness. I always mess up. 4. How can I feel into this feeling more right now so I can process it through my body? And I'll do a whole show on this soon, my darling. 5. What does my body need? What does my inner child need? My nervous system? How can I give it to myself with love and gentleness? 6. How do I want to show up right now? That is, what actions do I want to take in this moment to make my life better? To live with intention, not from my habitual thoughts, because the thoughts that you and I and everyone have always thought, unexamined, are likely not truthful. That is, they're shaped by our family's thoughts, society, culture, the systems of oppression we live in, and the varying ways those systems impact us differently on the daily. How do I want to show up right now? These kinds of questions are important, especially now, because they help reveal what's really going on and the themes that are emerging for you right now, so you can give them equal airtime. And a consistent theme I've been seeing in my own daily thought work and in conversation with all of yous via emails, DMs, in session with my life coaching clients is this. I've been struggling with the at times competing stories about being productive and needing to rest, to process, to grieve, to send metta, loving kindness to all those sick, suffering, vulnerable, scared, worried. But also, how do I hold space for myself to complain that this sucks and it's so decentering and annoying and frustrating? How do I find and hold space to do that vital and all-important nothing that my nervous system is begging for? And also, shouldn't I be getting so much done? I have all this time on my hands, and shouldn't I be writing content or reading the great novels or learning to make sourdough? But I'm also just so exhausted by it all. Does this kind of script resonate for you? I bet it does, some part at least. It does for me, for sure. All these competing thoughts that we take into our brain and think are our own beliefs. In all of this, I'm hearing a lot of judgment of ourselves and those we love for the choices we're making right now, whether so much is so different in so many ways, or if you've been working from home for years and things don't feel that different. And if you're on a healing path, a spiritual path, you may be bringing your awareness to your judgmental habits. And it may be leading you to judge yourself for judging yourself. Or you may be judging yourself for judging others. And all of that judging of the judging, the labeling ourselves, with adjectives like lazy or productive or successful, just leads you back into being mean to you, beating yourself up, and doesn't even serve any kind of goal, because while you're actively judging yourself, you're neither working efficiently nor are you resting. The thing that you are accomplishing, the R in our protocol, the result, is to punish yourself. And that, my love, never ever serves you. And so I'd like to invite you to decide that you're going to rest, to cry, to complain, perhaps to judge, to worry, and maybe you'll decide to get one thing done, or two things done, and most importantly, that you're going to give both options, energies, thoughts equal airtime. I am now going to work. I am now going to rest. I am being productive. And I am being lazy, if that's a term you're using for yourself. Don't resist either state. Don't fight it. Don't attempt to push your thoughts or feelings away. Focus on accepting what your mind and your inner child are offering you first, and then see if you want it to shift. And we don't push our thoughts or feelings away in this family because, number one, it literally doesn't work. It's not how brains work. The thoughts and feelings you resist persist. So my darling, don't BS yourself and try to push away any of the thoughts and feelings you're experiencing. Instead, give the struggle and the peace equal airtime, equal space. I want to recommend that you complain right now if that energy is swirling inside you. I want to recommend that you mash your fists and stomp your feet about it if that energy is swirling inside you. I want to recommend that you cry about it if that energy is swirling inside you. And if you are feeling really good right now, if things feel fine, I want to recommend that you allow yourself to feel that if that energy is swirling inside you. I also want to offer the recommendation that you pause. Take a big deep breath in, long exhale. And when you find your brain in its natural, normal, evolutionary bias towards seeing the negative and focusing there as a way to attempt to protect you from certain doom, pause and breathe. Get out pen and paper and name everything you're doing right now that does serve you. So your brain is likely picking up on and magnifying the time you're spending resting and maybe judging it. And you get to notice it and pause to also notice the other side of it, right? The ways you're taking care of yourself and your loved ones and your pets and your cousin around the globe, your community, your friends on social, and the time you're spending resting. Hold the truth of both of these things. Give your experience of I am resting and I am supporting others and I am producing whatever that means and I am grieving. Give it all equal airtime in your brain. Give it all the space it deserves. Let it all out. Show up for your feelings and your needs. Listen, you may be judging some things, but you're also likely accepting other things. You may be complaining, but you're also likely celebrating and having some gratitude. You may be watching a ton of TV or YouTube, but you're also likely making meals, cleaning up, showering here and there. Showering feels overrated some days. And what is true, my love, is that you are doing the best you can under unprecedented and challenging circumstances. And giving yourself some love around that is only going to help. So I'll invite you to meet statements like, I'm lazy, by recognizing that in some other moment, you're also not, and both are okay. I'm worrying so much, by recognizing that in some other moment, you're also not, and both are okay. I'm writing and creating and being of service. I'm showing up for my loved ones and community. I'm taking time to rest and relax and breathe and move and just be. And oh my goodness, I'm so lazy. Meet all of these statements by recognizing that yes, in some other moment, you may be living into each of these things. And in some other moment, you are not. And both are okay. And all of it is okay. It's not what you're doing or not doing that's causing you pain or grief or stress right now. My love, it's your thoughts about it all. I want to invite you to find the energy and the balance between this is the worst and it will all eventually be okay. The space between everyone will die and today I'm healthy. The space between I need to produce and make and serve and do and I need rest, space, peace, a break. Because you are likely doing some degree of both extremes, or maybe the balance is off in one direction or the other. And the first step, my love, before trying to change anything by forcing yourself to rest or to get things done, is to get real with it. It's okay to be activated right now, distracted right now, low energy or checked out right now, to want to rest right now, to be super productive right now, to just be right now, as always. The most important thing is to check in with your body, to learn to trust your body, your intuition, your gut feeling. Your brain may offer you false stories, lies it's learned to think about your worth and value being tied to your productivity. These are the lies of late-stage capitalism. You are so worthy of rest and care and feeling your feelings right now, just as you are. No reason needed. And there's a pretty big global stressor going on right now. So heed your body's signals to find and get into balance, to recognize when and where you may not be in balance, and to recognize that that too is okay. And with awareness, acceptance, and then action, you can begin to shift it all. Gently, with love, I'll invite you to ask, are you buffering in any direction? Are you using productivity or TV or naps or whatever to try not to feel right now? Listen, it's okay not to do anything, but please don't lie to yourself and call it resting when you're lying on the couch refreshing Twitter or torturing yourself reading the latest mortality and morbidity numbers, frantically refreshing the feed of how many new cases there are, the number of deaths, etc. That's not rest, my beauty. That's buffering. And listen, it's perfectly fine and necessary and healing and amazing to watch TV, listen to music, nap, complain, worry, create, whatever, if it's a conscious choice. That is, if you chose and choose a break or a focused few hours of work or whatever it may be on purpose. I just want to gently and lovingly ask you to make sure that you're checking in with you and that you're setting aside the time and energy in your day to feel all the feels, to give it all equal airtime, to not attempt to stuff anything down. The complaining, the worrying, the joy, the gratitude, the grieving, the sorrow. Just don't use one to attempt to cancel out the other. Get real about what you feel. Your healing lies there, my angel. There's no right thing to be doing right now, no right way to be feeling other than feeling what's true in your body. So own it, be with it, and give it all equal airtime. And I get it, feelings can seem scary or overwhelming, but remember, they're just the beautiful flow of energy, a vibration moving through your body. They rarely last long, and no one has ever died from feeling a feeling. And the science shows, my dear nerds, that attempting to push away, deny, or buffer away challenging feelings can lead to significant mental and physical health problems. So let them out. Give them love. Connect with your glimmers and have some compassion for yourself. This came up for me recently in a conversation with my life coach, Lauren. She's amazing, and every coach needs a coach. So I told Lauren recently that I felt distracted during my calendared focus time, and she asked me a phenomenal question. Are you setting time apart to grieve, to feel this on purpose? If not, it's going to leak into every area of your life and will catch you unaware. The next day, I took her advice and scheduled a cry fest for every morning after my daily thought work self-coaching session. And it was so helpful. I cried it all out, got all that pent-up worry out. And after a few days of this practice, I felt more in touch with my feelings and less overwhelmed by them. So my recommendation is this: calendar it out. And I mean it. Like, look at your day's work and block 15 minutes or an hour or 12 hours of time every morning, noon, or night to think about what's going on and to allow yourself to have, experience, and process all of your feelings. To actively give it space and time to cry on the bathroom floor, which, for the record, is my favorite place to cry. To process it, to let it out, to tell your brain that you're safe. It is safe. And it doesn't have to spin or swirl or throw you into overwhelm. You can remind yourself and your brain when it starts to spin, sweet when you have time set aside for that. Dear brain, dear inner child, you will be attended to. All of you. You and your magnificent self and feelings. Consider making that promise, that commitment to yourself. Do it for you and for all of humanity. We don't do this life thing alone. We are interdependent animals, wired for social connection to lean on each other. So lean on the people you love. Maybe invite them to have a cry fest with you over FaceTime in the morning. Whatever you need for support. And the more you can attend to your own mind, heart, body, nervous system, inner child, the more you can show up for yourself and the people you love and the people you don't even know yet, the more we all heal. So give it all equal airtime, my darling. All of it. Don't tell a feeling no. Tell it, I see you. I thank you. I love you. Thanks for listening. My beauties, I've recorded some free meditations because I love you and I love it when you feel your feels, and these guided meditations can be a way to support yourself in that practice. So head on over to victoriaalbina.com. Right up at the top of the page, there's a place that you can enter your info and get these episodes downloaded right to your perfect email. I'm going to be doing extra episodes, free breathwork sessions, free live coaching, webinars, tons of Instagram lives. I really want to show up to support you all during this time, but only after I've had my good morning cry on the bathroom floor. So head on over to victoriaalbina.com, grab those meditations, get on my email list, and follow me on the Instagrams. I give good gram. Victoria Albina Wellness. Let's stay connected. We need each other more than ever, my darling one. So let's do what we do. Deep breath in, long out. Remember, you are safe, you are held, you are loved. And when one of us heals, we help heal the world. Be well, my darling. I'll talk to you soon.